Alright, let's see if this is working. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the recording for What's Up Dave for Monday, March 6th. I am just waiting for the stream audio to come along. And What's Up Dave is my daily stream for, I don't know, just keeping in touch with people. So it looks like we're live. So good afternoon. It's about 3 p.m. on Monday here in New Hampshire. And I actually woke up a couple hours ago. I was working on some project work. Switched cameras out, so the other one was like really narrow. So you were just seeing my giant face all the time, which I'm sure was not maybe a little bit too large. This is on a comfortable distance now from the camera, so I think that's an improvement. But what are we doing today? During What's Up Dave, I just go over what's up, basically. I'm on semi-vacation now. This is the week that I'm doing the prep before heading out to Taiwan for a while. We're spending a week in Taipei, the capital city, with friends I've never traveled with before, so this should be interesting as part of the excitement. Then I should be able to see my uncle's family, which I haven't seen in like maybe, it's been at least 4 or 5 years, and I haven't visited their house in quite much time longer. So that should be good to reestablish those family connections there. And then heading back down to Taichung in the south, or in the middle of Taiwan, to spend some time with my dad, who is 89 years old now. So that should be interesting. I'm a little bit anxious about this trip, though, because I can't speak the language, and I'm fat, and I feel like an outsider there. I used to live there and felt like an outsider when I was a kid. So there's all these little childhood demons that I have to overcome. I had to remind myself I'm a grown-ass man now, and I don't have to feel like I'm 12 all the time. But that still requires a lot of effort on my part. It's an automatic response. Let me get my timesheets from yesterday. So, now that I'm on semi-vacation, there's a couple things I need to do. One, I need to buy long pants and shirts for Taiwan, even though it's going to be quite warm there. My dad says that no one wears shorts or t-shirts outside. It's not. He implied it wasn't respectable. Dad is pretty old school, so maybe things have relaxed since then. But I don't want to really take the chance on it. I thought I did a form yesterday, but maybe I didn't. Tuesday, Thursday. Did I not make a Sunday one? I did. So here's the Sunday one. I'm still on my PC because my Mac is still in the shop. Hopefully that comes back soon. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday I actually checked off a lot of stuff over here. This says, let's see if we can angle this. I pre-purchased WILDLANDS, this new open-world military tactical shooter that's coming out. Well, it's the opening. It releases tonight at midnight, and my friend Dom has set aside the whole day Tuesday to play it, so I may jump in on that action. I emailed my cousin and my friend Sunil. I installed OBS on this machine. This is the PC that I'm doing OBS on right now. So I can actually do these streams while I'm waiting for my Mac to get back. I updated webcam software. I did the car insurance stuff. We are reprinting, or we're making more ETP full-size notebooks. We're almost out of them on Amazon. I think there's 10 left right now. And what is this? Played something? I also got my tax accounting done. I did the Patreon update for Rudolph, who is a $10 backer. And at $10, that's the business level, he gets to put his logo in a form of his choice. So I just added that for him. But now what's left is basically getting ready for this trip, handling any like lingering bits of work that are coming in. I just finished up doing some documentation updates so the team will understand the thing that I made. I was up 12 hours implementing this feature, and at the end of it, I thought I was writing better documentation than I was. So that's fixed now. So these are the full-size ETP notebooks. If you haven't seen these, it's basically the same as these sheets, but they're bound and the wire bound. And for the first time, we have actual vinyl for this. It took 3 or 4 years to find this stuff. It's really expensive to source cover materials if you're not printing overseas, where that stuff is cheap. This is made right here in America, locally by a printing company that has their own press. I can actually drive down there and visit it and see the stuff that as they're preparing it and packing it. So it's good to have those kind of local community ties. They're good people too. So what we're thinking of doing is like some of the newer products we're going to put, proudly made in New Hampshire on these things, just for a little local pride. That'll be fun. But yeah, so we're going to. I have enough. I pre-bought enough paper for this to make another 390 of them. The printer said. So we're going to make all of them. We're going to convert all of them to notebooks. We also had leftovers for these. This is what the packaged notebook looks like, shrink wrapped. But I had made a bunch of these loose leaf packs. This one's unpunched. This one's punched. They come in 50 and 150 packs, and they've sold maybe 10 units each. I made 100 of each of those 4 different SKUs. So I think they're going to last for the rest of the year. So the notebooks, I think they may sell out. There's probably more of a need of those. So we'll have the rest of them converted to notebooks, the rest of the paper stock that we printed in this big print run, which is super expensive. But you have to make the bigger print runs to make these notebooks cost effective. And even then I still had to charge like $18 for one of these things for it to be have like some profit at the end of it. You're not going to be building any boats with this money until I add a lot more products and spread out through volume. It's kind of the approach that I'm taking now. What else is going on? I think other than that, not a whole lot. Let me go to my my desktop screen. This is my timesheet. If you've never seen this before. Let me close this. This is our dev chat. This is my Steam. This is GitHub. Why is this still open? I was talking to my friend Dom. Hey Dom. We're going to be playing a lot of Wildlands today. I don't need this open anymore. Let's see. I did pick up something. I was talking to I guess the team manager, and he was suggesting like for a future project that we do the next grant later this year. It's something called a internet particle button, and so I just ordered one of these things off of Amazon. It's kind of a neat idea. It's an Internet of Things thing. It basically is a light up button that can send and receive events. And it's a ring of... What is the video? Learn more. It's like a self-contained thing with an accelerometer, some buttons, it's compatible with this other stuff. He said this is self-contained, but it allows you, I think, to it will light up in response to stuff that happens. It looks like, I thought it was wireless, but it looks like it's a USB connected thing. So this would be good for making kid-friendly physical objects in the virtual space that we are making. And I think it would be something cool to get into. So I just ordered one, and hopefully, looks all this stuff. These look pretty cool, actually. They give me something to look at if I get bored in Taiwan. Maybe we'll see. We will see. I think that's really about it for now. I don't think there's anything else. Not really. Well, I guess I should make my daily sheet. I'm already kind of half in vacation mode. I'm going to make a list of things I need to do. If I can find the one I was just looking at again. There's the blank sheet. Where's the Sunday one I was just looking at? Here it is. I'll get this stuff out of the way. Fortunately, I can't point the camera down very easily. This current setup. Right. I wonder if I can do this. Lately, I've been having trouble also with the stream not always. Can I point this down like this? The stream has been cutting out as well. It's upside down. That's not cool. Well, I apologize if people get dizzy. I have too many keyboards now because I'm using the PC keyboard instead of the Mac keyboard to control both computers. Alright. There must be a way to flip this thing around. It's kind of neat looking though. Hope it doesn't make anyone dizzy. So today is Monday. It's March 6th. And what? And I was up at 9 to give the cats insulin, then they fell asleep immediately afterwards. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I probably should have started this later. Let's get another sheet of paper. Because it's going to be a late night. Wastes. Let's try that again. Monday, March 6, 2017. And we'll start this at noon, let's say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still don't think that was enough. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Pretty much this is Wildlands. And who knows how long it will go. I had to get my game playing in before leaving for Taiwan. Because I'll be away for 3 weeks. Almost 4 weeks. What did I do? So, according to my timesheet, let me look at this again. Oops, wrong file. I can't see behind this camera. I'll look over here. Where is it? It's a useless Apple Messenger program. Why is our software design so bad? The OS is fine. It's just that their general software just has these weird user interface conventions. Time now is 3:05. So okay, it was like 1:45 to 2:45. I was documenting. I knew that. And before that, I was catching up with Ben. That was about this project. And other things, so I'm not going to bill for that time. But this time I did bill. So, let's say this code. Set priorities. We did that. I'll check that off. Code. Document. Noise. Some stuff is going on in the virtual co-working chat room. Maybe? Yeah, it looks like people are talking. Document the playback jumping. I'm hoping I don't have to rewrite the entire file system code base. We'll see how it is. It's hard to test it on this 2007 Macintosh. This is what I'm using right now in lieu of my 2014 MacBook Pro. This machine is easily 10 times slower than that machine. That's a 2007 MacBook Pro 17-inch from 2007. It's not even like the cool unibody version. It's the pre-unibody. You can see from... Did I just break this? You can see... Look, there's a CD-ROM drive, or DVD-ROM drive in it. It's got the old-style keyboard with the keys that the paint wears off. Lovely. That's even a replacement keyboard, too. The other one will go completely off. Big kind of TFT LCD screen, which is kind of nice, but it's not very bright compared to new ones. And just weird things, like look at this, the weird proportions there. The higher bezel height on the top versus the side. Like little odd thing, this terrible, terrible hinge. Oh, look at that, a full-size DVI port. Ethernet. This is back when you used to be able to get ports on your laptops. You know, this thing is, if anything, it's nice in that it's big enough that you can actually put it on your lap, and it's actually comfortable, especially if you have a big lap like I do. Anyway, we documented the jump stuff. But this machine is actually so slow that it's very difficult for me to tell if the code I wrote is performant enough. It's taking much longer to just run stuff. So I'm hoping that the file system actually is faster on the newer machines that we are running the code on. So it'll be interesting to see when Ben has a look at it. So what else is on my mind today? It's 3:09 right now, so I guess this is the What's Up Dave part. Let me retranscribe my list. I mean, here... Yeah, there we go. Oh, that actually works. So here's the list from yesterday, and the stuff that's over here. These are things that are to-dos, and I knocked off a bunch of the other ones over here, which is kind of awesome. I was thinking the other day that why is it that I'm delaying on things, like doing the thing for Rudolph, which has been on this list for like 2 weeks. That really took about 15 to 30 minutes. And in my head, it was going like, oh, I need to clear everything off before I can even tackle that. And I think it was really more like sort of mental fuzziness, or maybe even a lack of wanting to engage the time. I think I was thinking about it in terms of there's a thing I have to do, and it's a block before I can do something else, but I didn't get any more specific than that. When it came down to it, it was like, oh, actually, this is fairly simple. Why did I not deal with it at the time? One of the things we're talking about in the virtual co-working chat is accountability and making use of, how do I describe it? Yeah, kind of our daily timekeeping rituals. Like one of them is like the logging, starting up the day. You know, those are topics that are coming up a lot. You know, but what are some of the ways that we can, I guess, develop rituals that allow us to get past these blocks? So it's been really good for, I think, getting past some of the blocks. You know, for example, like just even hitting some of these things. I did the accounting for like I've been putting that off for a long time. It wasn't as bad. There's something about like being in a group of people, like even virtually, that are facing the same problems and talking about their problems from a different angle that made that task less onerous. In fact, the reason why I did the accounting yesterday was I was in the virtual co-working chat, the noisy work room, and one of the members from California was like talking about how he was procrastinating on doing his taxes. And I was like, yeah, I'm procrastinating on my taxes too. And then like suddenly I wanted to do them because I had a sense of shared solidarity in complaining about taxes, and it suddenly didn't seem so bad. So That's the virtual co-working chat room. If there's anything cool that I did in 2016, it was setting that up and inviting people into it. Pants shopping. I don't know if they will get to the water heater before I leave, but I'm feeling better about. Photo screenshots. I'm feeling better about making phone calls. I usually hate making phone calls. This is probably related to living in Taiwan when I was like a kid, and every time I tried to answer the phone, people would yell at me because my Chinese sucked or it was not existent. And it'd be like, I would go, hello, and there would be a pause, and then, and it'd be angry. And so I stopped. I didn't like using the phone after that, or even trying to call people, because I would sometimes get their parents or get someone who didn't speak English, and I felt bad for not being able to speak the language. And so it was like just kind of stressful all the time. So happy to come back to the United States. I need to follow up on this email. There's also a new ETP design I want to work on. I'm going to put that into this. This is kind of the major projects. I have an idea for what the new ETP version is going to look like, which will be like this, but give me more room in the day grid. And I think also it's going to be like a double wide format. I don't know yet on that part of it. But I'm seeing, like, now, actually having talked to some people in the virtual co-working chat room, where I can go with my neat side business and how to develop all of these tools I've been working on for the past 10 years, combined with my working insight, combined with my philosophy of organizational development and community management, to create some kind of like overall system finally that reflects my values for being a productive, nice person. So I think that's where I am right now. Get the camera back up there. It's also bad working on the PC. And I've been using this microphone, which I used to kind of hate, but it actually sounds pretty good, and I don't have to be as close to it as I thought. Oh, one thing I did get was the replacement H5. I don't remember if you haven't been watching that one. Following this, like this is my usual recorder. I had it on the Macintosh. This is a replacement. I sent the other one back because it wouldn't power on. Let's make sure this one powers on today. It stopped working. Sent it in. They couldn't find anything wrong with it. But I said it might be an intermittent problem, and it wasn't a free repair, but they did do a replacement that was about half the price. The surprising thing is they actually sent me a new one of these modules too. I kept the one. I just sent this part, to upstate New York or wherever that place is. So now I have an extra one of these, so maybe I can eBay this and get some money back. It's probably, if you bought one of these new, it's $50. So I could, if even I sold for $30. I already have one, so I'm not particularly attached to it. And the one I use is actually a better module with a larger diaphragm, so it sounds a little bit better. But even then, it's not as nice as this microphone. What I used to not like about this microphone was like it's just kind of large and ungainly, but I finally figured out a place to put it where it doesn't get in the way of what I'm doing. Now I can't close this. There we go. Alright, so that's the What's Up Day for today. It's kind of a long one. Did I write down everything I wanted to do? So I'm looking at this again. I'm not really planning the day. I should maybe do the checklist next. You'll see. There's the locksmith I need to follow up on too. Let me write that down. It's not so critical today. I also need to confirm with Carrie, who's going to be house sitting the cats. And I also have like another person who might help with cats. Although I don't think it's necessary now. We'll see. And yeah, you just need to go through the trip checklist today. This is necessary. Just so I know what I'm missing. And start assembling, packing stuff. Making sure I have the right gear for everything. I'm going to try to use only one small carry-on for this 3 weeks to see what it's like to travel light. Might be a terrible, terrible idea, but I've never tried it before. If I can have one bag, especially since I'll be going around on trains and stuff like that, I'll already be nervous about being there and trying to navigate around without being able to read any of the signs. Although there's a lot more English signs now, and traveling should be easier, especially since I'm not 12 and afraid of things as much. Plus, I have smartphones. Smartphones will be my savior. But yeah, look at the checklists, and then there's a whole lot of Wildlands later tonight. Wildlands. And I think that's it. So, we'll see how this goes. I'll check in tomorrow's report on the day. I'll be in the virtual co-working chat room, chatting it up with people, talking about what to do. It would be nice if I could get working on some of the Mega Pack stuff. Actually, I'll put that down too. And maybe do a first pass of pants shopping. My sister says that maybe golf pants would work because they're designed to for mild physical exertion, so they're not as heavy and they wick off perspiration, I guess. Maybe golf shirts would work too. If I get the right branded golf shirts, then I won't look like a scrub like in Taiwan, where like a lot of Asian societies, they're very brand conscious of what you're wearing. And it used to really kind of, it didn't sit well with me when I was a kid living there. I didn't like labels of any kind and branding and stuff like that. But if it helps me get a seat at a coffee shop, I think maybe that's worthwhile. Oh, I have an appointment on Thursday too, and I need to change a dental appointment. That's important. All right, so this is shaping up. So I'm glad I wrote this stuff down because I feel more relaxed about not forgetting stuff. Just checking this one more time, the old one, to make sure I'm not forgetting something. And this is basically the current state of my upcoming week. Things to do, and I just start knocking a few of them off, and I should be in good shape. The power of planning the day, or as such as it is. So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I don't know if the stream has stopped. I've been having lots of difficulty with this lately. Yeah, so there we go. So hope you have a good week. You have a good Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow.